Hey traders, John Howell here. Whoa, what a crazy reversal. This is actually something I talked about that could possibly happen today, and I've seen it so many times, and I talked about this in yesterday's update. What's going on with the mining sector in gold and silver? Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so with all this crazy volatility, I am running a webinar today and I'm just going to be teaching you the biggest things that you need to be doing to focus on to become a good trader. Secondly, I'm going to be teaching you my #1 trading system. I'm just going to give it to you for free. Thirdly, I'm going to show you exactly how to scan the markets to find these trades as well too. Very first link in the description, guys. Or if you go to johnsfreetraining.com, you'll be able to register for my webinar. I look forward to seeing you on my webinar today. So the thing what's happened today is yesterday I came out and I did a video. I said, okay, what tends to happen is that after the Fed announcement, whatever happens on the Fed day, it completely reverses the next day. Now, what I did say is that because we're oversold, I would expect to see some sort of a rally out of this here. That's what I would expect, but it just it just didn't happen, right? It's like up. I was expecting at least a 50% rally and then maybe a rollover. But no, it just didn't, right? And so this is exactly what I was talking about yesterday in yesterday's market update, that I see this so many times, and I really did think that the market would have at least a bit of a small rally first before rolling over. But you could see what actually happened here. We actually had the update, and then exactly what happens most of the time with the Fed days, which is that whatever happens on the Fed day, it's completely reversed by the next day. And so you can see that on the S&P 500 on a short-term basis, we're sort of stuck in this, we've got this sort of major support level right down through there somewhere. And now we've got this sort of big engulfing pattern. There's a lot of volatility that's going on right now. As you can see, right? And so we can see we're in this downward leg and we're developing this really volatile sideways range. I wouldn't be too surprised to see this market continue down. Continue down for a little bit. I believe we're getting very close to a bottom though, okay? In the big picture of things, if we zoom out a bit and we start to do this, I believe that we could start, even if we did see this, we're probably going to see something like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plans out. Now, here's where the danger of war comes in bear markets. Okay? This is where the danger is starting to build up of where we are at right now. Through history, okay, wars happen in bear markets. And as you can see here, this is just an example here, is that as the bear market is continuing, which I don't believe we have a long way, but we can do that, right? I'm still very bullish for the second half of this year, but the danger is this: is as we're continuing to see a downward movement in the markets, that's when wars happen. Wars don't happen with the big booming market. So this is where wars actually become a threat in the markets because of where we are at right now. But if we do go to war, get ready for an incredible move in the stock market, okay? So that's what we're seeing through there. And again, we're not in a very big downward trend. We're just really just sideways. We're still sideways through here, right? There still really is no one in control. We have a high, we have a lower low, then we have a higher high, now we have a lower low. There's no one in control of this market here. We need to start to get some rhythm behind it. And so even if we did get a bit of a downside through here, a bit of a flush down, we would need to see some sort of a lower high, right? To get us, okay, this is what's going on right now. Because right now there's a lot of indecision across the markets there when looking at the S&P 500. If we go to the Nasdaq, we can see the Nasdaq, same sort of thing, right? We have actually a bit of a support just below the Nasdaq. Again, we're getting I do believe we're getting very close to a bottom, a short-term bottom anyway, in the actual markets. Just looking at this here, we've been going down for quite some time. So it's to me, it does this downward leg looks like it's overextended, and we're about to get you just never know how much this is going to do, right? We could get a bit of a downward move through here, and then we might get something like that. So this is the danger territory of where we're at right now with the actual stock market and what we're seeing through here. And the worst thing to do is actually try to short the stock market right now. The reason why is because the market's been going down already. You never short the market after it's made a move, right? Or you never buy the market after it's made a move. So we can see that through there, and just looking at the good old what's that, Dow Jones, the good old Dow Jones. Again, just complete reversal. I was expecting at least a little bit of a rally, but again, it's exactly what I talked about in yesterday's. It just happened. I wasn't expecting it. Now it's really interesting to see what's going on through here. But again, guys, I wouldn't be too surprised to see if we did get a bit more downside, which we're probably going to now, to actually start to see not much more of a drop through here. I would expect to see, if we did start to see something like this, like a breakdown, then we're probably going to start to see a move back to the upside. But the sellers are definitely having it right now, and the buyers are still really, really, really worried about that when it comes to the markets there. I just want to talk about a trade, guys, that happened recently on the Great British Pound. For you guys that I'm a trader of all markets, so you can see here, this is actually a beautiful trade that actually happened through here. For you guys that, and I'm bringing up this Great British Pound trade because this is how the markets work. And if you've been following me for quite some time, you would know that. Look at this here. Look at all this here. Not much going on for quite some time. Then we get a large breakaway bar, and then we get a very, 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 very nice move on the Great British Pound. You can see here just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drop down through here. Bit of a pullback, and then away we go again. So just the thing that, and again, this is just me teaching you guys how the markets work and sort of what I look for in a setup. And again, go join my webinar today, and I'll teach you all the details to it. But you can see here, this is a very, 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 very big key. This is the worst time to be trading. But when we actually start to get the breakout, that's when we can start to see a very, very nice move. Again, on that webinar, I'll teach you more about actually what I look for. So again, guys, the short end of it is that I don't expect to see much more of a downside. There's still a lot of fear in the marketplace, but I don't expect to see much more or a very big crash in the market. So I'm still calling bottom in the markets real soon. Let's have a look at the Russell. The Russell is the weakest out of the whole lot, isn't it? Look at that Russell. We do have major level of support at 0. It's support at 0. Right, so we have Russell. Looks like it's probably going to be heading on its way down to around that 170 level, which is really interesting, isn't it? Look at that there. Wow, that's cool. That is absolutely awesome. So so we can see that that's what's happening there, because you can see, like, look at this here. So the Russell actually was in this channel, came down, had yesterday, then rejected today. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much more. I just don't see. Again, guys, I just don't see a lot downside. Maybe a little bit more downside, but not a lot downside. Gold completely reversed, and this is like something I was watching for, and I was waiting and hoping and praying, because I want to add to my position, right? I want to add to my gold position. But I was watching the 4-hour chart. If you guys saw that yesterday's update, right? Was it the 4-hour chart or the hourly chart? It must have been the 4-hour chart. What update? What time frame? It might have been the 4-hour chart. I'm still waiting for a highlight. Now we could still get that, right? We've got this high, we've got this high, got this high. If we can get some sort of a higher low and start to get something like this out of gold, coming out of gold, then that's what I'm going to be waiting for to see. Okay, then now, yes, we're getting a bit of a bottoming pattern, and then away we go. I'm not saying we're definitely going to get that, but we need to wait for the market to tell us that, and then there's a good probability of this happening in the markets there. Let's go have a look at the good old silver, and silver's just a wildcat. It really is. Silver is just a wildcat, and there's just they really don't like silver, do they? You can see we're now, we were developing a little bit of strength here, and I was waiting for that breakout, and I was just like, oh, because I'm not in silver right now myself, but I'm chopping the bits to get in that silver, and it just didn't happen, and now we're just falling through. So the thing is, guys, we came down and we had a reversal today. Again, we're getting towards the end of this move, at least even with silver, right? We're getting towards the end of the move. We may get a capitulation move. Same with the stock market. We may get some sort of capitulation move, and then the reversal comes, which I tell you right now, it's going to frustrate the hell out of people, especially if we start to see that in the mining sector, right? You start to see, like a bit of a capitulation move and so on and so forth. So again, guys, it's just going to be really, really, really interesting to see how this all develops out. I'm still seeing that the market's gonna find a bit of a floor here soon. But we want to start to see this reversal. We want to start to, if we do something like that, and we can do something like this, and then we start to see a reversal. That's what you want to see in the actual mining sector. You want to see this thing start to actually reverse to the upside. And so on the GDX, we actually have a little bit more downside till we start to get to this level of support level through here. And then that's happened through there. The GDXJ, as you can see, just completely reversed what actually happened today. Completely reversed what happened today. Where's my line? There's my line now. Actually, let's just do that. Let's do this. Let me just make sure my line is on par where it should be. Right there. And as you can see, that's we're still holding that level there, but we're still, again, guys, we're still massively oversold on the mining sector. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing start to make a very, very, very nice move back to the upside. But we have to wait and see what's going on there. Let's have a look at the silver mining stocks. The silver mining stocks, SILJ, it's really holding here, really just holding on this longer term level through here. Really just holding strong through it. We want to, for the bulls to gain control, we want to start to see this thing bounce back up, and then SIL as well too. SIL has just been, it just to me, it's like, what? All these other mining sectors look really good, but then we have this SIL, which is just holding here. It looks like it's actually about to break a new low. This thing has just been in it's been a bit of a dog's breakfast in the market. So there we go, guys. There's a bit of an update on what's going on across the markets. On a short-term basis, guys, in a nutshell, we're probably going to, now we got that complete reversal. And again, in yesterday's update, I was saying that generally what happens, but I was expecting at least see a bit of a rally, but we didn't get that. It shows how weak the market is right now. So what's happening is that we're getting that short-term pullback, and short-term pullback, what I mean by is like for the last couple of months. We probably going to get a bit more of a pullback in the markets now because we didn't get at least a follow through yesterday. So with that pullback in the markets, we're probably going to get a capitulation type of day, like a big day, big volume, big spike, so on and so forth. And then we're probably going to start to make a move to the upside. But I do see the second half of this year being very, very, very bullish, and we're getting very close to a bottom. We just don't know when that is. So on a nutshell, guys, just please be patient with the markets right now, okay? Trading can be such an incredible, you saw the Great British Pound trade. There's been, trading has been such an incredible, amazing thing, but you've got to have some sort of a system in play, okay? I'm doing a market update for you. I'm just reading what the market's telling you and giving my gauge and so on and so forth. But professionals trade the market based off rules and systems, not based off, well, let's just see what happens and so on and so forth, right? It's important to trade the market based off set of rules. Don't ever just say, well, this YouTube video said this, so I'm going to trade this here. If you want to become good at this, and me and my private clients are absolutely crushing it right now, especially with the short-term income trades, and then we have some really longer-term plays as well too. It's just been such an incredible, amazing trading year, okay, for us. It's been so amazing. And so, guys, make sure you head on down to johnsfreetraining.com, jump on my webinar, and I'll share with you everything you need to know. I'll share with you the things that it's important that you need to know to become a good trader. I'll share with you my trading system and what I look for in a really high-quality setup. Again, I'm doing these market updates for you right now, but I don't trade based off market updates. I'm just giving you a market update, okay? What I trade is like, okay, then here's the pattern, here's the setup, here's the set of rules that I'm looking for to give me a high quality setup to really, really, really crush it in the markets. And you can too. Trading has been phenomenal for me for a long time, and this year's been amazing with the volatility. It really has. Massively high win-loss ratio. I have very few losses because I have a massively high win-loss ratio. And then on that webinar, in the link below, I'll teach you all the details to my strategy And then I'll teach you exactly how to scan the markets to find the trades and so on and so forth. But guys, please, especially in this market right now, you can see the market is crazy volatile. And please step back. And if you're not entering the markets with a strategy or a plan, you're only guessing and gambling, and there's no path ahead to that. You may make $100,000 today in the markets, but how good is that 12 months from now when you're trying to guess and, well, I hope, I think. No, I don't guess, I don't hope, I don't think when I'm actually trading the markets. I know, because I know the strategy that I trade works. My job is just to wait for those setups to come around. And when they do, you take them and you do really, really, really well. Just like the Great British Pound trade that happened. Just amazing, incredible profits through there. So you guys can too as well too, okay? So that's my little mindset, motivational speech, guys. You can do so well from trading. If you're not doing well from trading, you're probably on the back end of just trying, like, oh, I'm going to buy it here because blah, 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 right? It's like, no. How or when I started to do really well from trading myself is, instead of just buying because I thought something was a good idea, I started to get into positions because there was a set of rules, aka a pattern, the setup, the entry bar, the exit, so on and so forth, right? There was rules. And when I started to follow those rules, I started to massively reduce my losses in the markets and then massively increase my profits. To where then I started to make a really good income. And I've done that now. I've been trading the markets for 17 years. I've made a full-time income for well over 10 years myself from trading. And this year's just been a phenomenal year. And again, it's all because I'm following a set of rules. So guys, please, if you're going backwards, if you're losing money, then please head on down to my webinar today. I look forward to seeing you there today on my webinar. And so you can actually start to see what you need to do to have long-term success in the markets. I'll speak to you soon, guys.